Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Appreciate the support, cuzzies. In today's video, today is first off Wednesday, October 22nd. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a window to my thought process on Bitcoin, a window to my thought process on what alerts I am setting and what I am looking for to help me understand if we are officially entering, let's just say the top, right? The top of the bear market forming. And I'll end the video with some price action where I think we could fall to based off of trend lines and stuff like that. So if you're new here, I've been doing technical analysis for 17 years. I've been charting, investing, trading crypto for about 10, 11 years, seeing multiple cycles happening, so understand the chart like the back of my hand, and I'm trying to regurgitate all this information to you guys so that you can learn the language of technical analysis and grow with me, right? So first things first, I don't like it. And when I say I don't like it, it's not my opinion. It's based off of things that are happening in the chart that have previously happened that have caused blood in the past. And what I mean by that is certain things are playing out that have only played out 2-3 times in the past Bitcoin's 12 years of data and have shown me that it was time to potentially pack more bags instead of crypto and take more profit off the table if you're there. So let's go over some confirmations. Number one, we're on a monthly time frame, right? The reason why I look at a monthly time frame is long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. If things happen like death crosses and breaking certain zones on a monthly, it takes a long time for that chart to play out. So if we start turning bearish, we could have a year to a year and a half of some bloodiness. So my mentality instantly switches from being more bullish, opening up longs, dollar cost averaging, holding for longer time frames, to opening up shorts, taking profit where needed, stacking cash, right? And where are good levels that I see whales putting their money in, right? So first things first, death cross on a MACD, right? This has only happened once, twice, 3, 4. Each time was the mark of the bear market, not my opinion, right? We start with the first one. Death cross, we went from 660 to 200. Death cross, we went from 8,000 to 3,000. Death cross, we went from 9,000 to 3,000. Death cross, we went from 45 to 50,000 to 15,000. Death cross, we go from 108 to 80 and potentially 61,000. Retest these highs here. RSI. RSI, the reason why I'm saying this is the RSI has been forming the symmetrical triangle for a while. It did have this little fake out here, but unfortunately got rejected by the 70. This is what I mean by I thought it was bouncing here, but unfortunately got rejected by the 70, formed a lower high using the 70 as resistance, using the line, the moving average as resistance, and this is not good if it breaks down. If it were to break up, it would be the best thing ever, but unfortunately it does not look great because of what I just showed you with the death cross and everything else, right? This measured move, you would take the body of the flag and bring it down. Now this is where you technical analysis and speculation and figuring out what happens before it happens is the process, okay? The measured move would be from, let's just say, 64.65 down to 51.52. What I'm looking for is the last time that the asset had a death cross on the MACD in this time frame, and we fell from this area to this area, or this area to this area, or this area to this area, or this area to this area, right? During those times, what happened with the price action? I already know what happened, but I'm just explaining to you my process. During the times that the stochastic RSI fell from this area to this area, this area to this area, this to this, this to this, this to this, how did price action react to that? What was happening? It was major blood. You don't have to take my opinion or believe me. Let's just look, right? So death cross from 62 to 50, from 53 down to 3. we went from 915 to 200. So once again, I'm looking to see which out of the three indicators was the first one to show blood. It was the stochastic. The stochastic went in December 2013, right? Then it was May 2014 that the RSI broke down. And then it was July 2014 when you death crossed. The reason of this is because these are trailing indicators, right? You need to see price action playing out and then these print on the screen. My point is you need to see that the death cross is happening during this month and next month, and because if it happens next month, it's already too late, right? If the stochastic breaks the 50 and is breaking down this month, next month, and the month thereafter, it's already too late. If the stochastic breaks below this 64, 63 level and is breaking down, you need to be prepared for it because poo-poo can hit the fan real fast, right? It took 1 month for Bitcoin to go from 65 to 31. It took 1 month to go from 57 to 30. 1 month to go from 31 to 17, right? 1 month to go from 1,000 to 392. Yes, there was a lot of buy orders, but once again, I'm gonna be very technical analysis 101. A bear market means that the swings are going lower. So 110 like this. Do you understand? A bull market is when the swings and your highs are getting higher and higher. A top is when your swings usually stay in between a channel, okay? Like a top and a bottom. Like this. And during these times, your indicators are showing you what I just showed you. Sometimes tops are formed when hidden bearish divergence is formed. Hidden bearish divergence is what is playing out in this cycle. Not every cycle has the same top formation, right? This one was just a blow off top and then one wave down. This one was a descending triangle, and the descending triangle support was like that 6,000. We just made lower highs, lower lows each time, and this one was a measured move to the downside and filled that leg perfectly. This was a rounding bottom. The rounding bottom had a measured move right to the 60-something level, went up. This was the jab jab, we went down. This was double top, right? This was double top. This is your neckline. This filled the other side. This was your inverse head and shoulders bottom forming with bullish divergence. 1, 2, 3. This was when the MACD and your inverse head and shoulders was golden crossing, breaking above and breaking the 50. Then I wanted to show you guys this, right? We had this is the whole bull market. We had a head and shoulders, your neckline, we broke down. I wanted to show you these trend lines, how they make sense, and where I think I'm using it going forward. Right, so we had the head and shoulders, the neckline, we broke down to 25,000. We formed the bottom, broke back up. We had a bull flag, measured move from here to here. We broke out perfectly and went from 42,000 to 72,000. We had a falling channel, right? Falling bull flag, another one, whatever you want to call it. Measured move, 1, boom, 2, right to 106,000, right? Then we had a double top, same double top as this one, but just on a smaller scale. So your leg up was from 69,000 to the 92. Your neckline was 92,000. You had 1, 2. The double top was being fueled by bearish divergence, right? Lower high in RSI, death crosses, RSI breaking 80. We broke 93, went right back to the purple line. We formed the double bottom at 78,000, formed bullish divergence, RSI making same lows, stochastic making higher lows, MACD golden crosses. We had another bull flag from 77,000 to 112, but this one never played out. This one never went from, even, 104 to 150. And the whole point of me telling you all of this is these were bullish, 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 higher lows, higher lows. Now we're here. This one went from 103 to 125, and all of a sudden things are changing. I want to show you how we broke this level and went to this level. I took this low, and I just made a straight line. And I'm telling you now, I trust squiggly lines over people. If we break this 106, 104,000 low here, that we've seen major support right here, we're falling into this trend section, and we're going to fall back to, let's just say, 92,000. I'd say right about here, where there was major buying pressure in the past. Now, why haven't we filled this leg? Why didn't we go from 108 to 150? Well, the reason being is trend lines go with trend indicator. That means that for 2 years, the MACD has been in an uptrend. Golden cross here. We're on the potential of the first, second, and official death cross. You can't have trend lines go up anymore when your MACD is about to death cross. I have to delete. Yeah, take a screenshot, okay? Because I have to delete this now. I have to delete all of the drawings and figure out now on a monthly time frame where there are major liquidity zones for us to go sideways. Do you understand? Because now trend lines are not going up anymore because your trend indicator is going sideways. Okay? If we do have a pop-up at that last second, I do think something like this could play out. I've been saying it for a long time. Like potentially we do have major blood, right? And I'll be going to a 3-week, I'll be going to a 2-week, I'll be going to a 1-week, and I'll be trying to see where there are major liquidity zones where we could potentially stop by going sideways, right? 100,000 key level. I'm looking at 93,000 key level. If poo-poo was to hit the fan, 78,000, right? But as of right now, the trend line, right? This one potentially could be retested again. And I could see over the next week or two, if we were to break this, I could see us going to 100,000 or potentially a wick down to the 92,000. And then I'm curious if we stop there. If we continue seeing more bearish market structure with this, meaning this breaks down. So let's go over some alerts, okay? Number one is this one. I need to know if we are breaking down. So let's just say here, right? 61 to 61.90. Go over here, right? Because that's your most recent low. If we do break down, we're probably going to break the white line and then go to the most recent low of the 61.66. I need to know if both lines cross over. So I'll probably set an alert here, like the 37. Right, 36. I want to see if it continues breaking these support levels here, right here, 34.69. Right, I'll put it at the yellow one, 37.75. I need to know if we break that. Right click on the MACD, alert, MACD crossing the MACD signal line. That is when, in my color scheme, baby blue crosses yellow. And now, because you understand this is the monthly, right, you need to look at the 3-week. You need to look at the 2-week, right? The 3-week I was looking at, delete everything. I was looking at this right here. I said in one of my last videos, I don't like that we came up here, had this triple top, and now we're about to break the 50 and come back down again, right? Another thing that I was looking at, for the longest time, this level was our support system. If you remember, weekly chart coming back down to here to the 45.12, 45.12, 45.12, 45.12, 45.12. Curious to know, yes, we're making lower highs, lower lows. Curious to know if we come down to the 45.12, we come down to the 97 to the 100,000, but the blood stops there. Right, and then we start going up sideways, and we stay between 119 and 100,000. Right, and every time we come up to this 117, 118, we see wicks like this. just straight selling pressure, and then you see buying pressure down here. But as long as we stay sideways and the divergence continues to play out, meaning like this 3-week breaks down, this breaks to 50, this death crosses, the MACD death crosses, your RSI breaks the symmetrical triangle, your stochastic monthly RSI continues to break past this 35 and then goes to the 20 and below. I mean, once again, bear market, bear market, bear market. Last line of hope is right there for us to have one more bounce. And I do think potentially we could have, I'll end the video with this. I do think potentially we could come back down to the 100,000 or even the 90,000. But while that is happening, Bitcoin's dominance is going up like it is. Bitcoin's dominance goes back up like it did here, right? Fell, Bitcoin's dominance goes up. It respects the trend line that I drew the other day. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Boom, right? We come back up January, February. We go back to like 64.53 to potentially 63 point, yeah, like this level over here, 6366. And then while it's going down, Bitcoin is doing its second hurrah from 80, 90,000 back to 120, fueling more bearish divergence, but a lot of the alts will allow to fly. One thing I want to end the video with is gold. Everyone's asking me about gold. I don't chase green candles. The entire market is up. If gold's weekly stochastic RSI breaks to 78, then you could have a potential 20% correction on the table. I don't like that comedians and people who do nothing in crypto, know nothing about financials, are now day trading, giving advice. That's when I know a top is forming and the bear market is on the horizon. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns about anything that I just said, please leave it in the comment section. I respond to everybody. As of right now, I'm leaving the video with this: 99,123 is on the table. Enjoy the day.